Okay, let's go through and do foundations. Again, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get rid of some of the products that I don't love anymore and pass them on to friends. Also, some stuff I know that's in here is expired. So I'm just kind of going through and cleaning it, and these are my favorite kind of videos to watch on YouTube. So that's kind of why I'm filming one. I know these aren't as professional and as in-depth, but I love watching makeup clean-out videos. I don't know what it is. So I'll go through my foundations. These are all the foundations that I have now, which I'm so proud of myself because I used a bunch up last year. My favorite all-time holy grail foundation is the MAC Face and Body. I'm in the color N1. Love this. This stays in my everyday makeup foundation, or everyday makeup. The next one I have is the Revlon Nearly Naked. This is in the color Shell. I don't know how I feel about this foundation. I need to wear it a couple more times, and actually, I think it's actually being discontinued. I think. I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to hang on to that. I don't think I'm going to end up getting rid of much foundation. My Ready Set Gorgeous by CoverGirl in the number 120. I like this. This is in the color Nude Beige. Hang on to that. My Clinique Even Better. One of my favorite foundations. This is like the 4th or 5th one that I've actually purchased. I'm in the color Cream Chamois. I love this. It's a really nice foundation, and it's not all that expensive. Now I have some samples that I've stuck down here. This little container I use when I travel and I have foundations that I want to take with me, but I don't need a bunch. Like this is a MAC, I think it's the Mineralized Foundation in the color NW25. It's a little dark for me right now, so I just deposited it into there and back to MAC the container. So I love these. I have two of, this is a Luminizing Moisture Tint and this is a Matte Moisture Tint. I want to try to get these used up. One is in the color Pearl, one is in the color Linen. I have a IPKN, is it Ipken? New York BB cream in the color Light. I really like this. I want to get this used up so I can get it out of my collection, but it's a really nice BB cream. I don't know how much it retails for or anything like that. I have my Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Foundation in the color 130. I like this stuff. I don't love it. It's not my favorite. I'm basically just going to try to get it used up. My L'Oreal Magic Nude Liquid Powder. I'm in the color Natural Beige 320. I use that. I have two Maybelline Fit Me's. I love both of these. This is in the color 135. And this is the Matte and Poreless in the color 125. As you can tell, this one's actually darker than this one, which is a higher number. I don't know. My Physicians Formula Super CC Plus, and I'm in the color Light Medium. Love that. And my Holy Grail foundations or BB creams, which are the Pond's. When I found out that these were being discontinued or they weren't being sold at my Walgreens anymore, I stocked up. And I actually have to mix these two to get my perfect shade. I have medium and light. So all of these foundations are going to go back in my drawer. The one that I keep out that I actually use the most is, I'm going to keep my CoverGirl out and try to get some use out of that. But all the rest, well, except for these three, I'm just going to put back into my collection. Moving on to concealers. I have a few. I'm trying to get this MAC Mineralized one used up. It's in the color NW20. It's actually a little too dark to do any highlighting with, but it's good for actual concealing. It's not my favorite concealer, but I'm just trying to get it used up so I can back to MAC it. This Revlon Color Stay in the color Light Pale. I like this one, but it's a little ashy on me sometimes. But it blends into the skin nice. It's a really nice drugstore foundation, or concealer. So hang on to that. My CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. This is my favorite for highlighting under my eyes. This is in the color Fair. This one blends out really easy onto the skin. It's a really nice color also. I don't know if I would buy this color again or if I would go one shade darker. Because as you can see, it's really light for me. But if someone was really fair, I think that this concealer would be nice for them because of the color. I'm also trying to get through my Benefit Fake Up. This is the one that I use under my eyes all the time. I'm trying to get this used up. I won't repurchase it. I liked it when I bought it. I liked it as I've used it. But there are a lot of really nice concealers on the market. And this one I think was $22 or $28. So it's just really expensive. I do like, though, how creamy it is. But I think that the Maybelline Age Rewind works just as well. My MAC Pro Longwear, this is a backup in the color NW20. I need to buy this in NW15 also. I love this concealer. I use it all the time. But I'm not going to use this one until I get through those two. Or at least the MAC one. This is one I'm going to pitch. This is Skin Transformation by Miracle. It's so old, the lettering is coming off of it. And it's just really kind of chunky. And it's really drying on the skin. And it's actually even a little too dark for me. So I'm just going to get rid of this because this is an older product. So my Yabby, these are actually foundations, not concealers. They're in the wrong drawer, but they're in the color Buff. I need to use these. I think they might be a little too yellow for me right now, so I may end up putting them in my kit. Because these are a really, really nice foundation. I don't know, maybe they'll work. I'm going to put them in my everyday and try them out and then see what I think. This is the Pacifica BB Cream. I don't know why this is in one of my concealers. All-in-one, shade matching technology. I actually haven't used this yet. So I'm going to put that with my makeup to try to use. And then I have these two NYX concealers. They're the HDs. This is the green one for correcting redness and the lilac color or lavender colored one. I don't love these, but at the time when I bought them, there really was no green concealers from the drugstore. So it was nice to find that. You know, they blend out nice. They're creamy. You know, they cancel redness in the skin, but I find that they kind of settle a little bit. But I do like them. But I'm not going to put them in my everyday makeup drawer because I don't need to. And the lavender one is the same. It's just a lavender color. See? They blend out nice too. These I'm going to put back in my, oh, this one I want to keep out. I'm going to put these back in my makeup drawer. These are all going into my everyday drawer because I want to try to use them. Moving on to powders. I do have a lot of powders. Well, this is a lot of powders for me. And I love testing new makeup powders because they're one of my favorite products. But this one, this MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Medium Plus, I need to get Medium Light because this one's a tad dark for me, or is my holy grail powder. Like, I could never live without this. So that's going to go back in my everyday makeup drawer. This Clinique powder in the color Transparency. I don't like loose powders, so I'm not going to go on the tangent of this powder again, but I need to get it used up. My Rimmel Stay Matte in the color, gosh, like rubbed off Buff Beige. I've hit pan on it. I'm kind of growing tired of this powder, honestly. Like, I just need to get it used up. But, you know, when I use this powder, it's so hard to use anything else because this is just so amazing for me. This is a nice drugstore alternative. This is the Wet n Wild Coverall in light medium. This one I'm going to go ahead and give to my friend Taddy because I like it. Well, maybe I'll use it in a video first and then I'll pass it on to Taddy. Like, I like the product. It's really silky smooth. You get quite a bit of pigment on the actual, from the container. So we'll see. I don't know. I'll hang on to it though. My Revlon Nearly Naked in the color medium. This, I like the powder, but I just never reached for it. I mean, it's a really smooth powder. It's not as smooth, honestly, as the Wet n Wild or the Maybelline, but I'm going to hang on to it. Now, these are my two favorite from the drugstore. This is the original Fit Me in 135 and the Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the color 120. These colors are very different. So when you are looking at these in the drugstore, make sure you match to your color, not the number. But this one in the color 135 is my favorite for underneath my eyes because if I need a setting powder, it's so smooth and it doesn't fall into like fine lines and wrinkles. It's a really, really nice powder. I'm hoping, like I noticed that they had these on clearance at my Walgreens, so I'm hoping they're not getting rid of them. And then this is the 120, which is the Matte and Poreless. This is a little bit more yellow than 135. So I don't know how they are doing their colors now, but I think that they have changed a little bit. So be careful when you're looking for your powders because they're going to change a little bit. Love this. I also have two of these e.l.f. tone correcting powders. These I'm going to do a review on and I'm going to pass on. One of them I already did a review on, and it's this one. When I got this, I loved it. It was an amazing powder. As I've used it, I have found better powders. This is in the color Cool. You know, you can get the yellow, you can get the blue, you can get the green, you can get the pink. When someone would want to put a pink powder on their face, I don't know. But I've just found better powders and the color that it makes when you swirl them all together is just not, it's just a light color, and I just don't reach for it anymore. Now I have two under eye setting powders, the e.l.f. HD under eye setting powder, which I love, and the e.l.f. eye brightener, which I like. This is in the color Buff. Both of these are loose, which are my favorite formulas, but I like these. I'm definitely keeping these, and these are going in my everyday makeup drawer. Now I have two transparent powders. This first one is by Wet n Wild in the Fergie collection, and it's the pressed version. I think it is almost a dupe for the NARS translucent. This one is just a little bit drier. I mean, when you get the powder on, if you use a brush for it, it just covers so nicely. It gives you such a nice finish. It is a little shimmery. It's definitely not a matte powder, but I really like it. And from the drugstore and from Wet n Wild, they did a really good job with this product. So this one definitely I'm keeping. And then this is my holy grail. This is my, oh gosh, probably third or fourth one of these. I use these all the time. I haven't used it as much recently because I've been using some more drugstore stuff, so I haven't bought this in a while, but this is the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I only recommend the loose version. I do not recommend the pressed. The pressed has like this film on it that it's really hard to get off. This stuff is like magic for your face. It again is not a matte, oops. Well, that sucked. It's not matte, but it just gives such a nice finish to your makeup, and it's not overly drying. It doesn't settle. This is like one of my holy grail translucent powders. I actually use this a lot when I put a primer on, and I just put maybe like a little BB cream or something, and I just want something just to set it a little bit. This stuff works great, so that's definitely staying with me. I'm not giving that away. So I ended up, I'm going to put these in my everyday makeup, and then these are going to go back into my collection for rotation.